The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the QATV staff or board of directors. QATV, in compliance with FCC regulations, is prohibited from exercising control over the content of independent, member-produced public access programming.
Hello, folks. I am attorney Tom Williams, and welcome to Sound Advice. Today's show is going to be, where can we live as we age? What kind of arrangements can be made for the senior citizen population? Where should they live? Where will they live? What does the future hold for senior citizens as far as their living arrangements? Well, today, many seniors want to reside at home. I believe probably most people want to reside at home, and that's the reason they call it home. And then fortunately, because we have Meals on Wheels, we have all kinds of elder care, we have visiting nurses, we have home health aides, we have children that help us, friends that assist us. Many people are able to age in place in their home. Now, there are many different types of homes available. You can have the residential home that people have lived in all their life. Many seniors feel that they want to retire in a condominium environment, somewhere or in an apartment that is either a condominium or an apartment that is close to public transportation, convenient to shopping, where they don't need a driver's license. As we're getting older, the legislature is passing laws saying that they want seniors to have to be re-examined, to retake eye test, or retake driving test. So many seniors have agreed to give up their license and just live in an area that they really don't need a license. So they'll move into a condominium that's close to the MBTA or close to a shopping center. And that suits many very fine. But there are other types of senior citizens arrangements as we become more elderly. One of the most popular, which was started around in the mid-1970s, they called it an assisted living. And I believe that probably the first major assisted living complex in Massachusetts was probably the River Bay Club on the Southern Artery in Quincy. And that building was built as an apartment house, a couple hundred units. And by the time they finished the apartment house, there was a real estate recession, and renting the apartments became difficult, either making them condos, selling them as condos, or renting them as apartments became somewhat difficult. So the developer of the complex decided to change the complex in its entirety, and they made it an assisted living community. Now, what is really an assisted living community? Well, an assisted living community is either an apartment house or a condominium or even freestyle buildings, but they have an administrative staff whose job and obligation is to keep an eye on the residents that live in that community, to make sure that they're eating 3 meals a day, make sure that they take their proper medicines, make sure that they go to their medical appointments, make sure that they bathe, make sure that that their laundry is being washed and their sheets are being changed. So an assisted living is almost like hotel living, but not quite. The person that lives in the assisted living unit, they have their right to privacy. They have their own unit. They can do what they want to do. They don't have to eat at the restaurant that's provided by the assisted living community. They don't have to participate in all the different activities that the assisted living center provides, but most do. Now, there are large, in the Quincy area, we have a very, very large assisted living called the River Bay Club. And then we have a small unit called the Fennel House, which is on Hancock Street in Quincy. And then we have the Atria is located in Marina Bay. And there may even be a few other units that I'm unfamiliar with. But those are the main units in Quincy. And then as the surrounding towns, there are many in the south, others in the South Shore. But each assisted living area or unit will have its specialties. Some will specialize in having let's say, a brand new building and very modern facilities. Another might be in an older building, but try to make it a little more cozy. The prices vary. Prices will go anywhere from $3,000 a month to $6,500 a month. It depends upon most assisted living. The way it works is that there will be a base price. And let me give you an example. Let's say for $3,000 a month, maybe somebody will get one meal a day. Someone will come in and clean out the apartment once a week. Somebody will do the laundry once a week. And the unit will have the electricity and the heat and the air conditioning will be supplied by the management. And there'll be an activities director that will have a number of activities for the establishment, and that will give the people that live there a chance to recreate and do many items. Now, if you want the assisted living unit to bring your medicines to you every day, or if you want them to bathe you, or if you want them to, let's say, make your beds every day, or do your laundry every day, or clean your apartment every day, or if you need help dressing, if they need help dressing, or if you need help in bathing, or in any other aspect, if you need some of their assistance, or if you need their assistance to drive you to your doctors, or to help you in your wheelchair, or different other items that you may need assistance to, usually what the assisted living facility will do is they will charge you a la carte. They will charge you so much money for the extra, doing the daily laundry, so much money for cleaning your room on a daily basis, so much money for bringing your food to your room if that's what you want. So that's the way an assisted living works. So you can have the basics, and what happens is many people may go into an assisted living unit and maybe they just want the luxury of having somebody doing their laundry on a weekly basis and cooking their meals and keeping an eye on them. And they're willing to pay the base rate for that. And then as they age, maybe you get a little bit of dementia, or you need a little more assistance than you did when you first went in, and then they will charge you more every month. Now, if you get to a position where you need nursing care, especially if you need it on a constant basis, I guess we can all need nursing care at some time, but if you need nursing care on a regular basis, then what happens is the assisted living is not licensed to give that to you. Then you would go into a nursing home. In the nursing home, each nursing home has their own specialties. Some nursing homes, it's a rest home for people that need assistance, and they have nurses on staff, and they'll have medical beds, and they have activities, and they try to give you the best living conditions that they can possibly give you. And I had a client who was 101 years old that was in a nursing home, and her really only affliction was that she was very frail. And so she lived there in the nursing home, and she'd play cards with everybody every day, and she was a joy, but she was very frail, and she needed a lot of assistance. And that's the reason that she was in a nursing home. So you have a person like that, and also you can have somebody who's a paraplegic, or somebody that's wheelchair bound that needs total care, or somebody who's bound to their bed and cannot get out of their bed. So a nursing home is mostly today for people that have a more severe medical condition, and therefore they pay the extra charge for nursing homes. And nursing homes today can run anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000 a month, which is a considerable amount of money. Now the question comes, how do you pay for these things? The law says that if you're in an assisted living facility, you pay for it yourself. You pay for it out of your own funds. And let's say it costs $3,000 to $6,000 a month for one of these facilities. Most people do not have that type of money or don't think they have that type of money. But what happens is, most people when they retire will get somewhere maybe $1,500 a month Social Security, somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. Some will do better, some will get a couple of thousand. But you take your Social Security money, if you are fortunate enough to have owned your home during your lifetime, by the time you go to an assisted living facility, usually your home is paid for. If your home is paid for in the South Shore, the average price of a home is at a minimum $350,000. So people will sell their home and they will use the interest income they earned from their home and some of the principal combined with their Social Security to pay for their assisted living. And they find out that they have plenty of money to pay for the assisted living. It works out very, very well. There are other types of retirement homes when you get to be over 50. I had met a young lady the other day. She was just turned 50 years old, and she got her AARP card. She was, I don't know what she was ready to faint. But it happens to everybody when you turn 50 in the United States. Somehow AARP finds you, and they'll send you a happy birthday card. If you're over 50 years of age, there are retirement homes that retirement communities for 55 and older. There's retirement communities for 62 and over. There's retirement communities for 65 and older. And these are different facilities, and you can pay for these in different ways. Some of them are just pure rental. You pay a rent and you're a tenant. Some of them, you can buy your own unit. You can buy the unit, you give them cash, and what happens is whatever the unit appreciates during your occupancy, you get to sell the unit in the future, just like a condominium, and you sell it in the future, and you either make a profit or make a loss depending upon the market at that time. There are some facilities that require you to give a deposit, and it's a major deposit. It can be $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, depending upon the size of the unit that you move into. And then what happens is this: the facility gets to keep the money that is earned by that deposit during your occupancy. They get to use their money during your occupancy. When you leave, either by death or you do not want to live there anymore, or maybe you have to move into a nursing home or whatever, they will sell the unit and you will get back what the unit is sold for, minus the cost of bringing it up to a brand new condition, or what you paid for it, minus the cost of what it costs to bring it up to a brand new unit. And it really depends upon when they sell it, whether or not they can sell it for as much as they sold it to you the first time around. That's how many of the retirement villages and different type of retirement type living areas work. And to some people, I have talked to many of my clients who have told me that living in these communities are the most fun since they've been in high school. They make a whole bunch of new friends. They have a recreational director. There's constant bus rides. There's always bus rides to Foxwoods and Mohegan Suns, but there's bus rides to the museums in Boston. There's shopping trips. There's there's trips to Maine that you can go looking at the foliage. You can go